Do you guys smell that New World smell? It never gets old. Well, it does get old, it gets stale, but then you start a new one and it's so fresh and untainted. Hello everybody, this is Sparks. Welcome to a new map making series. The first question people are going to have when I say map making series is what happened to the map you're making for Minothon. It is finished. It was finished mostly by Bluefire, and it will be available to play on the Minothon event. I'm not going to go into why I didn't finish. There were many reasons, but I couldn't make videos on it, and so I want something. I want to do a new map making series. I've got certain goals that I want to achieve with this map, and because it's my own and it's going to be a single player map, there's going to be a lot more control for me over its production and how it works. So hopefully this is going to be a really good series. Now, my very first map making series, True to Null, was all about me teaching myself how to use command blocks and showing you guys, the viewers, the process that I went through in working out how command blocks worked and getting them to do what I wanted. Now, I would say that I am fairly proficient with command blocks now. There's obviously always more for me to learn, and with 1.9 just around the corner, who knows what's going to happen. But what I'd like to focus on, as well as continuing to look at command blocks and the processes that are used to make a map do something, I want to play around with a new genre of map. I've always done sort of PvP style mini games, so this is going to be a single player map, and I want to learn more about 3D modeling and using resource packs, because with Game Mode 4, one of the things I cannot really do is I always have to make things multiplayer compatible, and I always have to make it completely vanilla resource packs and textures. So to be able to play around with some new stuff, to teach myself some new skills, and to work through it with you guys, this is going to be a fairly resource pack intensive map. Going to look at 3D modeling a little bit, that kind of thing. So let's talk about the idea for this map. It doesn't have a name yet. I kind of have... Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to call it yet, but let's talk a little bit about what I want to do. So the reason I didn't actually plan to start another map making series, but after making the spectator mode arrow shooting bug report / concept video yesterday, for some reason it got me all fired up. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be a map where you basically, it's going to be heavily based around the game Crash Bandicoot, which we have Let's Played on this channel. We played Crash Bandicoot 1 on this channel, and it is one of my childhood games, so I'm going to be taking a lot of inspiration from it. So this game is going to be there's going to be several maps, several levels, and it's a point A to point B style level. So you need to get from the start to the finish. There's probably going to be an item that you need to collect from each level to complete the game. For example, in Crash Bandicoot, there are crystals. There's one crystal per level. This is Crash Bandicoot 2. And there are also gems, which can be gained by doing certain tricks or certain things in a level. There are also going to be collectibles in a level, where the goal to 100% complete the map is to get all of the collectibles from each level. So that's one thing. So it's going to be an A to B, single player, slightly parkoury, slightly puzzly, game, heavily based on Crash Bandicoot, but I'm going to throw my own flavor into it, make it nice for Minecraft. And the other thing is I want it to be good for speedruns. So speedrunning is a type of gameplay where the aim is to get from the start of the game to the end of the game as quickly as possible. And there are various versions of speedruns. Some of them is just A to B, start to finish as soon as possible. Some of them are 100%, you have to collect everything to get there, or some people play that you have to get a certain thing, so not 100%, but you have to collect all of something to complete the speedrun. So I've been recently watching some Crash Bandicoot speedruns, been playing Crash Bandicoot 2 with Crazy Man recently, just sort of to chill and relax a little bit. So I kind of want to do maps which are good and fun for speedrunning. So that's kind of the goal. And I'm probably going to get a couple of builders to help me out with some of the map design, because that is not my area of expertise. But I've waffled for a couple of minutes without doing anything now. So today we're going to look at a few ideas for mechanics specifically input control from the user to the game, and how we can allow the player of this game to have some special moves and things like that. Namely, I'd like to play around with clicking and right-clicking to activate certain features. Man, one of the things I'm going to enjoy about this series over Game Mode 4 is that I can use fill clocks with a lot more impunity, because there's a lot less going on. I need to fight for the efficiency just a little bit less. This is going to be so nice to be able to run more things at 20 ticks per second. I'm still going to be trying to keep it efficient, but it's a few things that need to be calculated very often. So I'd like to start this off, get the ability to click and right click to activate certain things. So I'd like maybe 2 attacks to be bound to it. Now, this is not going to be a punching kind of game. It's going to be sort of more of a jump and that kind of thing. Now, in Crash Bandicoot, there are 2 kinds of well, actually, there's several attacks. You can jump on something, which is very easy to replicate in Minecraft. You can spin, where your character basically rotates very quickly on the screen, and that can attack anything that you're touching at the time, or most things, which is not really suitable for Minecraft because it's first person, and that would really throw off the camera. So maybe not that, although we could potentially generate some sort of whirlwind particle around us, or something similar to that in exchange. Maybe some sort of electrical attack instead. And the other one would be that you can do in Crash Bandicoot is you can slide. So if you're running forward and you press circle, I think, then you kind of do this skid, which makes you move forward a little bit, and your foot can punch things that are in front of you as you skid on the ground. So might try something like that. Maybe replace it with some sort of dash. Because I think something that's useful with speedruns is multiple ways that you can move, and it adds a bit of variety to the playstyle. So maybe some sort of dash attack. And the other thing you can do is a body slam. Now in Crash, the body slam key is linked to the slide key. So if you're on the ground and you're moving, the key activates a slide. If you're in the air, it activates a body slam. So maybe some sort of ground pound attack would be kind of interesting to play with as well. But today, what I'd like to see is how reliably we can track clicks and right clicks on a fast moving player. So because we are not planning to punch anything in these levels, at least I don't think so, we can have an entity at the head of the player that detects punches. And we can have an invisible villager with no trades detect right clicks, I think. The question is, can they be teleported to the player fast enough to consistently detect these clicks? Otherwise, we're going to have to look into something else. So I'm going to play around with this quickly. I'm just going to set up a few things, and then I'll show you what I've done. See, something I've been in the habit of doing with Game Mode 4 is putting scoreboard objective ads on clocks. I need to stop doing that and move them to the side. Okay, so I've got a villager here called Detector, and I've set up a certain kind of scoreboard objective, this one here. So scoreboard objectives add right click is the name of the scoreboard, and it's stat talk to villager. And this is great because if you right click a villager, your score goes up. So you can now see that my right click score is 1. If I click him again, it sets it to 2. So we can detect a right click, but as you'll notice, we're entering this inventory, and there's actually a way of turning this off. Now the way I do this map making series is I kind of often troubleshoot as I go. So here's our villager summon. Now what I believe I can do is I could add an offers tag like this. I may need to put something else inside this, so we're going to try this first. Oh, I forgot to put a colon here. There we go. So this guy, yeah, there we go. So using the blank offers tag, it means he has no offers, and therefore right clicking simply ups our score without actually doing anything. So if we're constantly teleporting this guy who's invisible and silent to our head, we can hopefully, oh, we got sheep. We can hopefully use this to detect player right clicks. The only question is whether teleporting him to us will be fast enough. Okay, so I've got a quick setup here. I've got it so that if I right click him, it says right click in the chat. So what I've basically done is I execute on anyone with a right click score of 1 to say right click, and then I set their right click score back to 0. So, and then the other thing I'm doing over here is anyone with a level score of 1 or more, meaning they're in the game, will have the detector teleported to them, theoretically. Scoreboard, players, set, sparks, level 1. Okay, it's being teleported to me. I'm going to go into F5 so we can actually see what's going on. Now, if I right-click, it works. Now, as I'm running around... Oh, no! You see, I'm right-clicking, and while I'm moving, the right-click is not being detected because he's lagging behind me. That is very, very disappointing. We could try using something larger. What if we use a... Oh, we can't detect right-clicks with a slime, though. See, that would be... I think a slime, because it's got a much larger hitbox, could at least be used for clicking. But we've got this right-click issue. Or should I say, huh? Okay, so what I'm going to try here is I'm going to teleport him to me, and then I'm going to teleport him a block in front of me, in the positive. Oh dear, he's gone. He's out there somewhere. He's. I'll go find him one day. TP. Okay, I need to execute off the player here, I think. Okay, so the player with a level score of 1 or more teleports the villager 1 block forward. So, I'm probably going to have to go get him now. Scoreboard set to 1. He's probably in unloaded chunks. There he is. So he's now a block in front of me, which means that if I'm moving forward, I can still right-click him. If I jinx sideways, though, I miss. So what we may have to do is actually have, like, several villagers around the player in different... locations. It's kind of weird that he's higher than me right now. Very strange. So the idea here would be that we'd have to have a villager in the player, and then villagers, I guess, in like a circle around them, so that... I love that he looks where I look. So that we can blanket cover the player, so that even if they're going quickly... Now, if I increase my speed... Effect Sparks Minecraft. Speed... 10 for 10 seconds. I can still overtake him. So if we give the player too much speed via a speed boost or something like that, we run into the risk of the right click not working. I mean, at this speed it's fine, but even so, I'm kind of almost in him. Like, what about speed 1? Oh, that's the wrong idea. Speed. I always get the two confused. I feel like it should be the level and then the duration, not the duration then the level. So that's working okay. Oh, that's working all right for me there. You're eating my glass. my grass. Yeah. Okay. Okay, as for left clicking, we can simply detect punching using this over here, which is... oh, no, I didn't actually put it in a command block. How foolish of me. This one here. Scoreboard objectives, add left click, and that's a stat.damage dealt score. So every time we punch something, the damage is detected. As long as we don't make them invulnerable and we just give them a regeneration effect instead, then we can punch them all we like, they won't die, and we can track clicks like that. So I'm going to try arranging these villagers around me and see how that works out for us. Okay, I've hooked up the left click as well. So you can see I left click, I right click, I left click, I right click. So that's pretty cool. Back to the arraying. Oh, by the way, something I should mention I'm doing is every scoreboard objective I create, I put it in a command block, and every entity that I summon that I'll be using later on will be summonable from command blocks as well, because when you want things to reset, this is one of the goals I want for this. I want the entire map to be resettable as quickly as possible, because when you're speedrunning, you often screw up and you want to start again, start a new run. So this map needs to be very quick to reset. Okay, so here we go. I've summoned 8 villagers, one for each sort of compass direction and compass direction, and they are nicely number ordered between 1 and 8. So basically, these commands here are just summoning those villagers we looked at earlier. There's 8 of those. Then there's one here which just sets their villager position score to 0, and then all of these just choose a random villager, set its score to 1, choose a random villager with a score of 0, set it to 2, and the same with all these. So in the end, you end up with all of these are randomly given a score of 1 to 8, and we'll be using those numbers to correctly teleport them around us. I'm hoping this isn't too laggy, and I've got a little kill command for them over here as well. Okay, that looks kind of cool. So, hang on. Oh baby, look at that! Look at that! that is trippy, right? Dance, dance, dance. Anyway, so it looks like whichever way I face, there's no. Yeah, look, I switch straight between those two. There's no in between. So they're bridging the gap nicely, and I can always right click, but I can still look up or down. I can go over their heads. So we definitely need one in us. Maybe have 2. So one kind of slightly higher than us, and one kind of slightly lower than us. So that even if we are jumping or falling, falling could potentially be a bit of an issue actually with detecting right clicks. So, but we're getting somewhere. As long as I keep these guys healed, I think we're going to be okay. And obviously I need to make them invisible still, but I'm just checking they're all lined up okay. So I'm going to add another 2 villagers. And also add a slow clock to give them regen. Well, I no longer need to be able to kill them with a diamond sword, which is more than I'm ever going to have on me myself. So that's pretty good. I think we're getting somewhere here. Well, guys, I think I'm well and truly covered. I mean, I don't seem to be able to. If I'm sprinting, I can't look ahead of them. Maybe with the speed potion. We'll have to see what the sort of max speed we can do here is. Falling could potentially be difficult, but I don't know, falling that distance was fine. Let's see if we can like heavily overtake them here. Let's drop down, right click, click. Yeah, just sort of terminal velocity, maybe it'll screw up, but as long as we maybe have attacks that don't apply in those situations, I think we're going to be good. These guys are getting regen, so they don't take damage. So the last thing to do is just to quickly make him invisible. And there we go. So I'm surrounded by hundreds. Oh, are we going to get smashes from the? No, we don't. We don't even get the collision particles from the mobs. But I can right click, can click, can do it in any. Oh, did I just get an angle there? I think sometimes it can't detect left clicks in rapid succession, because if the villager that you punch is still taking damage from the previous punch, then it doesn't detect it. So we need some sort of attack with a slight discharge on it of like half a second or something. That's pretty cool. So we've got sort of a bubble of villager detection around us right now. We won't have to click anything while these villagers are surrounding us, or we'll have to make sure that that is the case. So pretty good. And I think we'll have to like teleport them into the void or something before we kill them to get rid of all the smoke caused by their death. But okay, interesting. So I'm just going to edit what I have and see how much time we have left seriously for this episode. But maybe I'll leave it here. I'll get back to you in a second. That seems to be about it, actually. Pretty much exactly a 20-minute episode right there. So not a bad start, I don't think. I think I might play around with their positioning a little bit, just so you can see, by the way, how I'm teleporting them. I first teleport them all to me. That's right here. Yeah, teleport all detectors to me, and then after that, depending on their villager position score, I teleport them a different distance. So this one's directly in front of me in a positive X. Then this is an angle one, so they're 0.7 away from me. And it basically generates a circle like that. So I think that's how it's going to work. And I think that covers it for today. I was hoping to maybe cover an attack, like working on an attack idea in in this episode, but I think that's best saved for next episode. I very much enjoy making this a creative process that I benefit from and that you benefit from, and as a result, I very much enjoy comments, suggestions, and ideas in the comments. I'm hoping to involve you guys quite a bit in this project because I learn new things from you guys all the time. So that should be good. So if you've got suggestions for interesting attacks, then leave them in the description. And, you know, any other comments you have, I'd love to hear them. Don't leave them in the description. That would involve hacking my account. Instead, leave them in the comments. I hope that people are interested in the idea of this new series starting, and I will see you next time.